So this week is the next in a series of interviews aimed at helping musicians who might be feeling a little lost right now. This week I got to talk to my friend Tracy Lambertucci, who's a wonderful player and wonderful person. Our conversation veers heavily into social media use for musicians, something that's become only more important. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, comment. I love talking to you. And this is my conversation with Tracy Lambertucci. How would you suggest to someone who's like trying to get into the music, especially now, like say that you graduated last May,
Okay. Oh.
you know, or this is your last semester, or this is your last year, and you're like, how did you assimilate into the music business after graduating in the before, and in what way would you maybe adjust for people now?
So I would recommend everybody to have a social media presence. I know a lot of, even like my brother's a bass player, but he's one of those musicians that don't like Instagram or social media. So I kept telling him before, like, hey, even if you don't like it, it's a good way for people to know you. Like a lot of great companies have known me through that, you know, that otherwise I wouldn't have had a chance to meet them. So for a new person that is graduating, I would tell them, hey, the biggest thing for you is just to have a good social media account, you know. Just whatever you do, if you play covers or do your original thing, whatever you have to do. If you're not there, it's just really hard for other people to know you, you know. And it seems like everything that is happening this year is going towards online. You know, every business or everything is trying to be profitable or be working through an online base, you know.
Right.
So I would suggest that person, even if they don't like it. I don't necessarily enjoy being there all the time. I like being outside of my phone, but it's really helpful though. Even if you don't like it, suck it up and find some sort of like goal. Okay, this is what I like to do, and this is how my social media can be targeted. Does that make sense?
Sure. What made you pick Instagram of all things? Like, I don't know if you have a huge Snapchat or something. I
don't
gave
even
up
know
there, but
yeah, I don't even know what Snapchat is. I have never had even open an account. I have no idea. So
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, Facebook I hate. I try to be there just once a day, maybe check my notifications and then get out. At least mine, it's just very negative. It's just. And even I go there sometimes and just complain like, oh my God. So I try not to, I don't like Facebook at all. I have a musician's page that is there and it's linked to my Instagram. So whatever I share Instagram, it shares automatically on that Facebook page. That I like because it's been growing and I didn't even know. When I checked, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool because other pages also, it's like Instagram, they share your videos and stuff.
Right.
So that's been really good. But Instagram I like because the people that I follow there are very positive. So I follow musicians, trainers or athletes or something. And then just very spiritual people and pages, like positive pages. And every time I open it, it just makes me feel better.
Sure. That's nice.
Yeah, because of the people. It depends on whoever you have there, whoever you're following. But I like it. And I like that I'm in control of what I do. I don't know. Of all of them. YouTube, I'm still trying to figure out. It's a whole new world. But yeah, Instagram is
what's different about YouTube, actually?
So I don't know if you have noticed this, but like it doesn't necessarily translate what you have on Instagram, Facebook to YouTube.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
Yeah, it's very different. So like I have whatever followers I have on Instagram and then views and stuff, it's different on YouTube. And it was because I didn't do it before. So I'm trying to build it now. And it's been growing, but I know there's a different way to grow it. I have friends that do YouTube actually, and then they tell me, hey, you need to stick with it. You need to post like a lot. And it's just finding the motivation to record the content, you know?
No, I did the same thing. Any of my friends that are in it are like, you'll grow it faster if you post like once or twice a week.
I know.
Make sure to do it every single week.
Exactly. Like Instagram.
You know, you had to get a good microphone, blah, 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 blah. Like, you better try to record in the highest quality possible, etc. Certain editing techniques. Yeah, that's a new world.
Yeah, and it's a lot bigger. I think both are big, but I think it's a lot less forgiving, YouTube, somehow.
How so?
I don't know. Like, from what I have seen, like, people can be meaner. I don't know if it's just from what I have seen. I don't know. There's also a lot of that on Instagram, but maybe it's because I have been on Instagram longer and I kind of know, like, okay, person is a bully, so I just block them and then out. But I'm still pretty new on YouTube, trying to figure out how it all works.
I was really excited in my interview from last week. I got like my first dislike.
Oh, you did?
I was like,
I don't get those. Why
no,
is there even a dislike button? Like, that's so negative. It's like, no.
No, I was like, it was heartwarming because I didn't even know. This fan who reached out on Instagram and he's like, "Hey, did you see you got a dislike? You made it! Like, that's fantastic! You know, people hate on you. That means that you're doing a good job."
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, and I was actually pretty heartwarmed by that. I also am always incredibly curious of like, this was just someone trying to, the person I was talking to is basically just trying to help people out. So I'm really curious as to why someone would dislike that, but all right, like, whatever.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like about YouTube. Like, you know, like my mom always says, like, hey, if you don't have anything nice to say, try not to say anything. Sometimes it's hard. But it's like, if you see a video, you don't like it, I don't have to go in there and say, you suck, or this is awful, or whatever. Just move on. It's like, okay, well, I don't like this, but don't make that person feel bad.
I actually, there was a part of me that mildly enjoys that stuff.
Oh, you do? Oh my God.
I did, not doing it. I don't bother to do it, but it's there was a time, I was friends with someone at Guitar World, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to do this bet you can't play this thing?"
Okay.
It was this old thing where it would be like, "Hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. Bet you can't play this," and play a fast thing.
Oh.
Really easy to hate on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because you basically go, "I bet you're not this good," and then play something. And I was like, "Oh, I remember those from when I was a teenager. This would be cute." And I did a few, and oh man, it was like, cool, this sucks, cool, I hate you, this. And it was one of those times where I was like, you know, I really love the way Misha Mansour from Periphery handles online trolls.
Oh, I don't know.
He does it really well. And it was one of those things of like, you know, what would be kind of fun is, why don't I just respond to all these people? I can do that on my phone riding a bus. Like, that was actually pretty entertaining.
Oh my God. I used to do that. I try not to anymore.
Because the weirdest thing that could happen to me is like, I don't know, because anytime I don't recognize something on Instagram in the messages, I just delete it. So I don't know. I don't read it. And I think the most awkward thing that could possibly happen is someone who doesn't quite, like, there's a language barrier, and then we don't understand each other, and then it gets awkward.
Okay.
So how is it as a woman, I guess? Like, you probably deal with awkward a lot more than I do, and a lot of weirdos. How is it building? I imagine sometimes people get discouraged when building a social media when they have to deal with that. How did you kind of muscle past that?
Well, at the beginning, it was hard because it was something that I have never done. Like, I'm actually pretty, not shy, but I'm pretty reserved. I don't share a lot of personal stuff. So whenever I started recording guitar stuff, it was I felt vulnerable, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's very vulnerable.
Yeah, because okay, this is what I do. And then I'm trying to be a better guitar player. So I'm not Matteo Sasato Angionieri, you know? So I'm trying to do the best I can and then still learn. But people can be unforgiving, you know, especially when you're a woman. They think that if you have like a lot of followers or views, oh, it's because it's a girl. That's the main biggest comment I have got. Like, oh, she got this. Like, I remember one of my videos got trendy, got like hundreds of thousands of views, and then they kept they were saying that it was because my boobs were in there. I'm like, and what I did is that I stopped reading the comments. My boyfriend at the time told me like, hey, don't read it and then just move on. And I don't pay attention anymore. My mom keeps saying whenever somebody's judging you or being really hard on you, that's a representation on their behavior, on their, how they see themselves. It's not necessarily about you because they don't know you,
Right.
So I just, I just stopped caring. I don't really care about bullies. And if somebody has time to say something nasty about somebody that they don't know, that says a lot more about them than me,
That's a good place to come from, being like any hater is really just kind of pissed about where their life is.
Exactly. Because like, why, if you're a happy person, why would you have all those feelings of rage and I don't know, that seems very weird to me.
Sure. Especially to like invest in those feelings.
Yeah.
Because if